At first, nobody believed it. Because the image sounded too unreal. Suga quietly asking Jimin to run a marathon together in California? Not a concert. Not a rehearsal. Not another glamorous celebrity event. A marathon. And somehow, that single idea became one of the most emotional and unexpected moments fans could imagine. Because according to people close to the situation, it wasn't loud. It wasn't public. It wasn't even planned as content. It was just Suga, in one of those calm, honest moments between schedules, casually asking Jimin something that completely caught him off guard. Want to try running with me sometime? Simple words. But the meaning behind them? That's what made ARMY emotional. Because if you know BTS, then you know moments like this matter more than people realize. Especially between Suga and Jimin. The timing couldn't have been more unexpected. BTS had already been exhausting themselves across America. From emotional stadium nights in Tampa to explosive performances in Stanford, the members barely had time to breathe. Fans only saw the glamorous side. The lights. The screaming crowds. The viral performances. But behind the scenes? The members were tired. Physically. Mentally. Emotionally. And perhaps that's why this quiet interaction between Suga and Jimin suddenly felt so meaningful. Because in the middle of chaos, they were talking about something incredibly human. Running together. No cameras. No pressure. Just movement. Fresh air. And maybe, peace. It reportedly happened during downtime in California. The atmosphere was calm for once. No screaming stadium outside. No countdowns. No rehearsals shaking the floor. Just the soft California evening sky and a rare moment where the members could breathe normally again. And somehow, in that quiet moment, Suga brought up marathons. Now if there's one thing fans know about Suga, it's this. He doesn't speak carelessly. Especially when it comes to personal things. So when fans heard that he privately invited Jimin to try marathon running together, people instantly became curious. Why Jimin? Why now? And perhaps the biggest question of all. How did Jimin react? Because let's be honest. The mental image alone already sounds unforgettable. Suga, calm and determined, running seriously through California streets. While Jimin tries to keep up beside him, laughing breathlessly every 5 seconds. And honestly, that image immediately melted ARMY worldwide. But what happened next made the story even sweeter. Apparently, Jimin didn't reject the idea immediately. Instead, he laughed first. That soft, high laugh fans know so well. The kind that appears when he's genuinely surprised. Then he looked at Suga with complete disbelief. A marathon? Not a short jog. Not a quick workout. A full marathon. And Suga, somehow completely serious, reportedly nodded like this was the most normal suggestion in the world. That contrast alone already feels so them. Suga's quiet determination. Jimin's emotional spontaneity. Two completely different energies somehow fitting together perfectly. But beneath the humor, fans began noticing something deeper. Because this wasn't only about exercise. It felt symbolic. Think about it. A marathon isn't a sprint. It's endurance. Patience. Trusting someone to keep moving beside you even when things become difficult. And suddenly, people realized why this interaction felt so emotional. Because Suga and Jimin have already been running a marathon together for years. Not literally. Emotionally. As members of BTS. Through exhaustion. Through pressure. Through global fame. Through moments of joy and moments of burnout. They kept moving forward together. So hearing Suga casually invite Jimin into another long run suddenly carried unexpected emotional weight. And fans completely lost it. Social media exploded almost instantly. Why is this so cute? I need marathon partners Yoonmin immediately. Suga asking Jimin to run together is the softest thing ever. This somehow feels deeper than exercise. And honestly, they weren't wrong. Because what makes BTS relationships so powerful isn't dramatic speeches. It's small moments like this. Quiet moments. Unexpected moments. Moments that reveal comfort and trust without needing big explanations. Meanwhile, the members continued their packed American schedule. Stanford concerts still dominated headlines. Fans screamed themselves hoarse every night. Jimin's visuals went viral constantly. Suga's performances shook entire stadiums. But somehow, hidden beneath all that chaos, fans kept returning to one adorable thought. Did they actually try running together? That question became its own mystery. And the possibility alone created endless excitement. Because people immediately imagined the chaos. Picture this. Early morning California air. The streets still quiet. Suga already focused and mentally prepared. Jimin still half asleep and questioning every life decision that brought him there. Can you imagine it? Jimin dramatically gasping after 5 minutes.
Suga pretending not to laugh. Jimin insisting he's totally fine, while clearly struggling. And somehow, despite the exhaustion, both of them continuing anyway. Because that's the thing about marathon running. Eventually, it stops being about physical strength. It becomes mental, emotional. You continue because someone is beside you. And strangely enough, that idea mirrors BTS perfectly. Throughout their career, the members have repeatedly leaned on each other during difficult moments. Especially Suga and Jimin. Fans have long noticed the quiet understanding between them. Suga rarely expresses affection loudly. But when he cares about someone, it appears through actions. Subtle encouragement, gentle concern, unexpected invitations like this. And Jimin responds emotionally to even the smallest kindness. That's why their bond feels so genuine. One gives quiet support, the other openly feels it. And together, they create moments that stay with fans forever. As conversations about the marathon continued online, fans also reflected on how much the members had changed over the years. Back then, they were young trainees struggling to survive. Now they were global superstars filling American stadiums. Yet moments like this proved something important. Fame hadn't erased their humanity. They still found comfort in simple things. Friendship, conversation, shared experiences. And perhaps that's why fans connected to the story so deeply. Because it reminded people that behind all the lights and performances, BTS are still human beings searching for peace, balance, and connection. Especially during exhausting tours. California itself seemed to add another emotional layer to the story. There's something cinematic about imagining Suga and Jimin running beneath pale morning skies while palm trees sway quietly in the distance. Far away from screaming crowds. Far away from flashing cameras. Just two friends trying something new together. And maybe that's what makes the idea feel so beautiful. Not because it's dramatic, but because it's ordinary. In a life that rarely allows them normal experiences, even something as simple as running together suddenly becomes precious. Fans began imagining little details. Would Jimin complain the entire time? Would Suga secretly enjoy that? Would Jungkook suddenly appear and somehow turn the run competitive? Would Jin tease them endlessly afterward? The more people imagined it, the more emotionally attached they became. Because BTS has always had this unique ability. They make ordinary moments feel deeply meaningful. And somehow, the idea of Suga quietly asking Jimin to run beside him became another unforgettable example. But perhaps the most emotional part of all was what this invitation quietly revealed. Trust. Suga inviting Jimin into something physically difficult and personal showed comfort. It showed closeness, because marathon running exposes vulnerability. There are moments where your body wants to quit, moments where your thoughts become heavy, moments where continuing feels impossible. And maybe Suga believed Jimin was someone worth sharing that experience with. That realization hit fans hard, because underneath all the jokes and adorable mental images was something genuinely touching. A friendship built over years of surviving impossible pressure together. A friendship strong enough to exist quietly without needing constant attention. And honestly, those are often the strongest kinds. Near the end of the Stanford concerts, fans noticed something interesting. The members looked exhausted, but also strangely peaceful. Perhaps because despite the non-stop schedules, they were still finding moments to care for each other privately. Moments fans don't always see. And maybe somewhere in California, after another chaotic concert night, Suga once again looked at Jimin and casually asked, "So, marathon when?" And maybe Jimin laughed again. Maybe he complained dramatically. Maybe he pretended to hate the idea. But deep down, he probably loved the invitation more than he admitted, because sometimes the most meaningful gestures are the quietest ones. Not grand speeches, not public declarations, just someone saying, "Let's keep going together." That's why this story touched so many people, because beneath the humor and excitement was something deeply comforting. The reminder that even global superstars still rely on friendship to keep moving forward. And honestly, that's beautiful. So let me ask you this. Do you think Jimin would actually survive a full marathon with Suga? Or would he spend half the race dramatically begging for snacks and emotional support? Tell me in the comments. And if this unexpected Yoonmin moment melted your heart too, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more emotional BTS stories that make us laugh, cry, and love them even more.